so baby, it's a shame that we don't operate well, baby.
I have to say that the drive through the harbour bridge was beautiful. And now we have finally reached the city. I believe this is the most vibrant area of Sydney. Hopefully, that's why I'm here. We pre-booked a parking spot, put our car there and decided to take a walk across because it is a pain to find a good parking place everywhere we go. Last time I came here was for the New Year fireworks, and that day it was pretty jam-packed, so it really took me a minute to recognize that this is the same place.
And I promise to God I'll cut you off, but
So we spent some time here admiring the view because look at that. The Opera House, the harbour bridge, the water, all in one frame. I was really intrigued to know what is inside the Opera House, and I read that they offer guided tours. Since it was raining outside and I wasn't done exploring yet, clearly, I decided to take the tour, which lasted for about an hour. We weren't allowed to videograph everything because there were people who were performing in the theatres and there might be copyright issues. But I really loved it because the guide gave us so many interesting facts about the place, the architecture. If any of you visit Sydney, I would really urge you to take the tour at least once because it really felt like it was worth the money.
but really I'm just passing.
After a lot of loitering around, it was time for some lunch and we found this place called the Spice Room that was a walking distance from the Opera House. Honestly, the food was pretty expensive when I compare it to Melbourne, but I have to appreciate the place for the taste though. It was really good and the aesthetics of the place was also very, very pretty. Even after our lunch, it was still raining outside and we could not walk around. Also, since we had a very long, tiring driving day the day before, we decided to go back to the Airbnb and wind down.
I knew it was a dream.
Today we are doing more touristy things by starting the day with a visit to Madame Tussauds. Now this place wasn't very much like I expected it to be. It wasn't even in a building, it was pretty much more like an exhibition. I also expected more personalities to be displayed, but it was a minor disappointment. If you are someone who would love to take quirky pictures, they do have properties and everything that you can wear and take pictures dressed like your favorite personality. I actually felt like maybe the kids would enjoy it more. Nonetheless, we were quite shy to take quirky pictures, but we did get some fun ones. The next place we were off to was the Sydney Tower Eye building, which is meant to be the tallest building in the city, but the real fact is that it is apparently the second tallest. Comment down below if you know which one is the first. So here I made a small mistake with the tickets. I actually booked a wrong one. The ticket that I booked was for a combination of Madame Tussauds and the Tower Eye together. But it wasn't really mentioned if it was for the observation deck of the Tower Eye or the view from up top, which is called as the Skywalk. It turned out that I booked the ticket for the observation deck and they sold separate ones for the Skywalk, which is where we wanted to go. But after a while, we decided to get separate ones for the Skywalk, which is the same overview of the city but up top. So you can imagine how it would be. And we were really excited for it. The sad part though is that we weren't allowed to take our bags or phones or anything up top, so we had to put it in the lockers and I could not take any video of it. But I have to say that the view was spectacular, but also of course, a little bit scary at the same time because you're at the top of the tallest building. Next on the agenda was an event called Vivid Sydney. Actually, this wasn't in our plan, but our Airbnb host suggested this and it sounded interesting. So I checked for the tickets and did end up making a booking. So we are going to be experiencing this light show from a cruise, which we didn't want to be late for. So we were running to find the place where it departed from, which is the Darling Harbour. So Vivid Sydney is a light show where they project lights on the buildings around the Circular Quay area, which is the Harbour Bridge, Opera House, that I showed you in the previous clips. You can basically watch this from anywhere around the place. We chose to take the cruise, which takes you around the area for an hour and you can experience the spectacle from middle of the waters. The ferry was actually pretty full, but I could find some open spots on the second deck where we were able to get an even better experience.
You said all the words that you could have said. I'm still trying to figure out the ones you meant. Should I take a chance or will I regret this? Yeah. Will I regret it? Text messages still floating around in my head. You said that you changed, yeah, but I'm doubting. Now I'm not that sorry leaving you on red, yeah. Now my heart is broken into two. I have half but the other.
By the time the ride was over and the cruise came back to the harbour, it started to rain. So we decided to head back home and order in some Mexican food.
Even though it's over now, I thought that I'd be stressed out.
Today is the last day of our getaway and we have planned to visit the Blue Mountains. This place is located in KATOOMBA, which is a 2-hour drive from Sydney. So we had to get up early, get ready, pack things up, check out of the Airbnb and head out for the drive.
Two hours later.
When I looked up about the Blue Mountains, I found that there were actually a lot of spots to check out, but we didn't really have a lot of time, so we decided to stick to just one place in KATOOMBA, which is the Scenic World. To enter this, you would need a ticket. The Scenic World offers 3 types of rides across the valley and the cliffs: the Skyway, the Cableway, and the Railway. The first one we took was the Skyway. This takes you across the mountains to a lookout spot where you can enjoy the view of the cliffs, the mountains, and take some beautiful pictures.
And your photos are gone forever. After 5 tour. This is 84 square kilometers of the Blue Mountains called the Jamison Valley, which includes those 3 rocks over to...
The weather was our best friend today, and I was so happy about that. The next one was the Railway. Now this is the one that I was really excited for from the day I booked the tickets, because it is a very steep rail ride through a cave that takes you to the bottom of the valley. On the video you might see the angle in which the train was moving in, but oh, I felt it in my gut. It was quite a short ride and I'm thankful that it was, because it really felt like I was in the movie Manjumal Boys. If you know, you know. Get ready to enjoy the whole ride. Though it was scary, I really loved the ride, so we took it again to go up and decided to skip the cableway. It was around 3 p.m. and next was a hunt for good lunch, and we found a Tibetan restaurant, so we left the scenic world and drove towards the food. Now that our tummies are full, I thought I could just walk around the place and check out some stores. Unfortunately, most of the stores closed by 3 to 4 p.m, especially because it was a Sunday. But I noticed that this vintage store was open, so we just marched in. I know it's going to be expensive, but a little window shopping hurts nobody.
Lots more cabinets in China. Sacred monkey.
My eyes were very happy, but my heart wasn't looking at the prices, so we exited the store and walked towards our car because it was time to head back home. When I started this journey, I was really exhausted from my daily life that I was so looking forward to this. And now that it is done, even though I feel a bit sad about going back to reality, I actually also feel refreshed and ready to embark on the next part of my journey to become a dentist in Australia. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did making it, and I will see you in my next one.